Welcome to the WION Podcast.
Great to be here.
So today we're digging into a really fascinating story from North America's past.
Cahokia?
Exactly, Cahokia, this huge ancient city right near modern-day St. Louis, thriving about 1,000 years ago.
Yeah, it's incredible to picture. At its peak, say around the 1100s, we're talking maybe 20,000 people.
Which, was actually larger than Paris was back then.
That's right, with these vast farms, big public plazas, those amazing earthen mounds.
Yeah.
Just a major hub.
But then, fast forward a couple of centuries, like by 1350.
It's basically empty, deserted.
And that's the big question, isn't it? One of the real mysteries in North American archaeology. Why did they leave?
For ages, the sort of go-to explanation was, well, they did it to themselves.
Right, the environmental destruction idea.
Uh-huh. Ecocide, they called it. The theory was massive deforestation led to terrible erosion, which then caused catastrophic flooding.
Made sense on the surface, I suppose? Cut down all the trees?
Exactly. You get runoff, floods, ruined farmland. Seems logical.
Okay, but that's the story that's being questioned now.
It is, yeah. Based on some pretty solid new archaeological work.
What did they find? Or maybe what didn't they find?
Well, that's the key. Excavations, particularly in an area called the North Plaza, they looked really closely at the soil layers, and they just didn't find the evidence for that kind of widespread human-caused erosion or the massive flooding you'd expect if the ecocide theory was correct.
Huh. So the physical evidence isn't really matching the old story.
It doesn't seem to. I mean, sure, clearing land initially probably had some impact. You always see that.
Of course.
But the layers suggest the Cahokians actually adapted pretty effectively. They seem to have managed their environment.
Managed it how?
Well, possibly even re-engineering parts of the landscape, making it more stable, perhaps. It fits with what we know about their farming, too.
Which wasn't like later European methods, right? Less destructive.
Generally, yes. More careful. Didn't seem to cause the kind of large-scale environmental damage we sometimes assume.
So the idea of them causing their own collapse through environmental neglect, maybe that's not quite right.
It's looking less likely. It makes you wonder,
Wonder what?
Well, if that whole narrative about environmental collapse in Cahokia says more about us today, our own anxieties about climate change and environmental issues.
We're projecting our fears onto the past.
It's possible, yeah. It's easy to see echoes of our concerns in history. But the actual story might be, well, different, more complex.
So if it wasn't purely ecocide, what else might have been going on?
Lots of potential factors. Environmental shifts, like maybe drought, certainly could have played a role. You can't rule that out.
But not the only role.
Probably not. You also have to consider shifts in, say, politics, social structures, maybe cultural changes. People's reasons for moving on from a city are often gradual and multifaceted.
Right. It's rarely just one single catastrophic event that empties a city. It could be a slow decentralization.
Exactly. People might have just drifted away for various social, political, or economic reasons, alongside any environmental pressures.
It's a good reminder, then. Be careful about imposing our modern narratives onto past societies. Their reality was likely far more nuanced.
Absolutely. The evidence suggests adaptation and resilience, not necessarily just collapse caused by recklessness.
Fascinating stuff. Definitely changes how you think about Cahokia's story.
It really does.
Well, thanks for walking us through that. Lots to think about there. And for everyone listening, stay tuned for more such intriguing stories to come on the WION Podcast.